Estate Chronicles, episode 53. I think this is going to be a frequent flyer on my Estate Chronicles because this is something that's really important that I really want to help the public understand. And that is that if you dilute or take away from the collection of assets that you have, you are only doing yourself a disservice by not leaving the collection together for the different items to help and encourage and advertise the other items. I've said it before, and I understand that there are other experts in other fields that also have a wealth of knowledge about items. But I'm talking about having a wealth of you getting the most money you can for an asset. And that is completely different. So something that happened today that we talked about were coins. And they discussed how they were going to take these coins to a coin dealer. And they were pretty much going to give them the value of silver. And I shared with them the situation that I had where we had an estate with a large amount of silver coins, gold coins, currency, and they could have done that and just gotten the value for silver, but those people who are buying your silver are going to turn around and resell it for more than what they're buying it for. Number one. Number two, when you sell something that has what you think is just a blanket value, right? When you open it up to people who are not just silver buyers, but also collectors, you have now created an additional market of people who will look at your asset versus the people who deal in that specific thing. And then going back to what I said about certain assets advertising other assets, okay? I can use that same auction as an example. There were people on that auction that were not just silver buyers. They were also gold buyers. They were also watch buyers. They were also collectible buyers. And so what happens when you have one asset that they like, you have then hooked that person to then be able to take part in other items you have. So that's what I mean when I say you're doing yourself a disservice when you are removing those items, because those are the kind of buyers that you want, the ones that are ready, willing, and able, and appreciate some of the assets you have to then appreciate others.